Good morning, Nordic Falcon. I hope you all got a good night of sleep. I'm here this morning with our charity, Odsherred Rescue Zoo. Good morning, Nico.
Good morning, guys.
So, Nico, tell us a bit about the Rescue Zoo.
Yeah. Well, first of all, can I just say that it was the most amazing thing to see so many positive people in chat yesterday when everything started working and coming up. It was very much a joy to see such a positive community. So, but yeah, very much looking forward to this. And we here at the Rescue Zoo is the first zoo and rescue center for exotic animals in Denmark. And that means that we started out as a normal zoo, but then sort of changed our ways into having a 100% focus on animals who's been through abuse. My sort of parents has always been doing things a little bit different. They started out here 20 years ago, and then 10 years ago we started out only taking in animals who had a hard life one way or another. And this can be from the medical industry or cosmetic industry or private people obtaining illegal exotic animals. And since many of our animals are older animals who had this hard life one way or another, they might look a bit different. And it sort of is one of our biggest sort of jobs, besides, getting these animals back to life, is that when we have still audience coming and visit, we need to tell people that it's not been us who has been, doing these horrible things to the animals. So they might look a bit different. They might be missing a bit of fur, or they might be, even missing a finger, or have a bit of stereotypical behavior. And a normal zoo wouldn't show this, but we think it's important to give these animals sort of a second chance to life, and then educate people on why we should take care of our animals, and why they're doing like they're doing, because we have been bad to them, basically, if it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So I'm wondering, what kinds of situations do you rescue the animals from?
So, for instance, the first group of rescue animals coming to the rescue zoo were a group of capuchins. People might remember the capuchins if they have been watching Friends, that Ross had a monkey. And these has been used for testing for diabetes at a French university laboratory. So you can say these guys has not been through the worst kind of abuse as we see in other departments of the medical industry, where the animals get injected with different kind of medicine and stuff. This has been more like a dieting thing and then trying to cure it afterwards. Not that we sort of support any of this animal testing in any way or form. We don't try to go political. We just try to help the animals and make it better for them and educate people about it. But yeah, for instance, it could be from testing with diabetes, or it could be fur farm animals where we, when it becomes legal, we go out and rescue some of them, or illegal pet trade where people are having huge pythons in their living room, or big cats, or whatever it might be. It can be many different stories behind many of the animals.
So, what has been most important for you to focus on when you rescue an animal?
Well, the most important thing for us is obviously the high living standard afterwards. So we don't believe in, how can you put this so it sounds, we don't believe in getting an animal back to a life that is unworthy, that is full of pain, that is not, in any way or form better for the animal. Our biggest sort of concern is, can we nurture the animal back into a worthy few years left that they might have? Because many of the animals are old. You can also see it as sort of a retirement home. One of the biggest questions that come up is, are you guys gonna put out the animals again into the wild? And obviously, if you think about animals who's been in small confined captivity for maybe 15 or 20 years and maybe only have 5 good years left, or maybe just 3, it's not really a possibility to put them out anywhere again. And the next question is, where is it exactly we are supposed to put the animals? Because we chop down so much of the rainforest, and there's so much into that. So our main focus is high living standard and giving them a few good years left of the remaining of their life.
That is amazing. So, what are some of the challenges that you're facing as Denmark's only rescue zoo?
Challenges.
Do you
How much
sometimes have to say no to accepting animals, for instance?
we say no to, I would say sometimes daily, because we simply can't fit. We have 600 animals, and I would say it's daily we can say no to animals because there's such a demand for it. But challenges in general, how much time do we have? I would say that the challenges about the animals is that when you work as a normal zookeeper, the psyche, or the, how do you say that? Sorry, the English word's now slipping from me. But the psychological aspect of the animals, the behavior is totally different. So anything or everything that the keepers normally would do or have learned is in many cases not sort of what they can expect from the animals, because they don't have any natural instinct yet left. And they don't have any natural behavior left in them either. So it's about super educated and professional staff that knows exactly what they're doing and have a sort of a direction of rescue animals only, because like the stereotypical behavior can be through the roof. So it's about doing enrichment with the animals, but when you do enrichment with a group of animals who've been through abuse, they might fight more because they don't know exactly how to react to it. So, enrichment, which is like stimulating the animals physically and mentally by doing sort of, it can be a small paper bag with finding a treat inside. It can be very, very simple, but it's super important when you have animals in captivity. And almost every zookeeper knows that that's an important thing about animals in captivity, but not everybody knows then how to do it when we are talking rescue animals. So biggest challenges, to say it short, even though it's a long answer, is that they are completely different in the way they behave, basically.
So you said you have 600 animals.
Yes.
How many different species do you have?
We have 100. I think we were up at some point 120, but as you know, older animals, so some only be here a couple of years. So I believe we have 100 different species right now.
Yeah, and they require their own sort of special brand of care just for being different species, and then they come from different backgrounds, which you also have to take into account.
Yeah, totally. Again, super, professional staff is required to know about the different kinds of the animals and how to take care of them. And from our side, it's about building different enclosures and different kind of enrichment and different kind of food. We are so lucky that it's not as hard as, as some people might remember with the pandas, that they only eat this specific thing, where all our animals basically just have something they don't eat. So we can, give them normal proteins and fruits and veggies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, cool. So what does a normal day in the rescue zoo look like for a keeper?
A normal day of the keeper. A normal day is that there is no normal days, I would say. There is no, and that's one of the exciting things you could say, because you can wake up 5 a.m. because there is something somewhere with some specific animal or something that need care or nurture or extra treatments or something. It's hard to pinpoint a specific day, but there's obviously waking up and giving all of the animals a bit of breakfast, as most of us are used to. And the reason why we do that to the animals is we give them a bit of a sugary thing to wake up their day, and this comes through fruit and nuts and stuff to stabilize their blood sugar after they get a bit of fruit. So morning breakfast, looking over if everybody doing okay. And doing like a checkup, going through all of the different rescue animals in the morning. And then we go into cleaning. There is a phrase that many people might not know about zookeepers. They are called glorified cleaners, because 80% of the day is about cleaning. But obviously, because we are rescued, there is added a lot of treatments, and this can be from following medication things or taking them out, going to the vet with the animals, or we have some animals even get like massage therapy because they might have a twisted back or stuff like that. So again, it's hard to pinpoint a specific day, but it's a bit of breakfast, looking after the animals, cleaning, and making the last dinner of the day, and treatments, and looking after the animals. So a lot of variables, a lot of things going on, a lot of things change every single day.
Yeah. Before I ask you the next question, I just wanted to tell the people who are watching that if you have any questions, you can ask them in the Discord stream chat. And I have it down here. So like, if you have any questions, I'll see if I can ask them to Nico and see if we can give you an answer. My next question is, so you have 600 animals. They need dedicated keepers, they need care, they need food, they need enclosures and enrichments. This sounds very expensive.
It is. It is very expensive. And we are closed in the winter time. We have kept it being, in quotes, we're a charity foundation, and we have kept it in quotes to be a zoo also, so we get audience in to educate people, and also so we can sell a ticket, so we can actually help our animals and more animals and continue to do what we do. But the thing is, 7 months out of the year we are closed because we are out in a vacation area, so there simply is no people. It is winter time. It is kind of dull, wintry park in the wintertime also, and also to give the animals some space, and just to get some nice and quiet time as well. But this gives the difficulties of having no income 7 months out of the year, and it costs, just for feeding the animals, it costs about 400,000 or 4,3? Sorry, now I'm forgetting. It's 400,000 to feed the animals Danish. And it's about, what is that, 40 grand US every single month just to feed the animals. And here we are not talking transportation, medication, or renovations or anything like that. That is just feeding the animals.
Yeah, so you have quite a challenge. I just want to plug that if you guys go into the charity Discord, you can find more information and ways to donate. But what are some of the other things you guys do to raise funds to keep the zoo going during the winter?
So there's a few ways. Personally, me, myself, so for it to make a little bit of sense, my parents bought the place 20 years ago. And as we know, converted into a rescue zoo. I have been out on my own working as a game developer, but unfortunately we lost my dad to cancer here a few years ago. So I moved home again to my mother and the 600 animals to sort of help them out, to see what I can do. And I'm using my skills as a game developer, where I've been developing a game called Rescue Wars Online for the past 4.5 years. And I'm live streaming on Twitch our everyday life with the rescue animals, because it doesn't matter if you're sitting in the US or in Sweden or in Norway or in Denmark. If you can see our work and see our stories and get these virtual tours, you can still maybe want to help out what we do. Again, because we're not just a normal attraction, we are a rescue zoo, and we are in high need of help. So that's sort of where I put the rescue zoo, or trying to put it into sort of the new digital age, with live streaming our daily life, on our Twitch channel, Play Rescue, and developing a game. And the game, you are part of the rescue team, and you go on rescue missions, and you fight off evil, and you rescue animal, and you build up this sort of rescue city, rescue zoo together with your friends. And 100% of the profit is going directly to the rescue animals. And then we also have, we are selling tickets, obviously, when people come in, souvenirs and stuff, and adoptions, where people can donate a monthly thing for some of the animals, some of the stories they, really feel connected to. So on a monthly basis, you can get sort of an update or a picture or from that you are donating towards a specific animal. So there's a few ways we're doing it, but because we're still so small and also so big in comparison to how big the rescue zoo is and how many animals we have, our money goes towards taking care of the animals. So sometimes it has been lacking towards marketing department, because we simply don't have the money, a budget to do that also. So that's sort of that's our struggle in between, and that's why we really hope that live streaming and stuff is gonna be one of the good ways to spread more awareness for us.
Yeah, and I've been to a few of your streams, and you seem to have a pretty wonderful and supportive community on Twitch already.
Very much, very much. It's been really wonderful, and we also been very blessed with that Twitch has also been supporting us a bit with some promotions and stuff. So it's really nice to see that people support what we do. But there's still a long way, and it takes time building up an audience online. So yeah, we still need more eyes on it to really get it up to speed and be able to have it as a sort of secondary income throughout the winter time when we are really struggling. So that's sort of what I'm really working on at the moment.
Yeah. So I've got a question from chat here. Mm-hmm. They are wondering if you've ever rehabilitated a rat, a mouse, or any small rodents.
No, since sort of our focus is primarily on exotic animals, we don't take in animals of sort of that style, you could say. But we have taken in animals, you could say, that resembles it a bit, who are larger in size, who are more like exotic. There's a maras, and there is something called anguchi, which basically look like small deer, small rabbit, small guinea pig / rat thing. It's some very, very special creatures, but some of them we have taken in. So in comparison to normal rats and rodents and that stuff, no, because that's not our focus. Our focus is all of the exotic animals that has been through abuse. And you could go on extending your focus all the time, but that is our focus at the moment.
Yeah. So since you're the only ones who are rescuing exotic animals, you kind of need to keep your focus there, because there are other organizations that rescue the other types of more local animals.
Yeah, there's wildlife stations and stuff who are very, very small, that takes in, let's say, if an owl got hit by a car or a deer got away from its mother and stuff. So those kind of places exist and are very small centers. We are actually not allowed to take in anything that is not exotic because we have status as a zoo. So the area actually, it's so strict that if a bird flew in over the area, it would not be allowed to leave again because of quarantine area. So you would need to be put into quarantine for 7 weeks, even a mouse, if it ran past the rescue zoo, to be precise in law. So we were actually not allowed to take in anything that is not exotic because it could spread sickness to all animals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think that answers that questions. Let's see. Do you have cockatiels in the zoo? Asks Jolie.
As in cockatiel, as in the birds, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we do. We have one called Ulla, actually, who is also obviously a rescue, who I believe came from a private family who had just had her for many, many years and couldn't take care of her. So there's also stories like that where they don't necessarily been through abuse, but they just get a home here.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Do you have any other backstories for any animals that you feel are unique or interesting?
Well, there is a few. Let me see. We have a very special one. So obviously we have some of the bigger rescue stories about where we took in a group of 18 Java monkeys who's been through very much sort of the most horrible imaginable testing things in the medical industry. But we also have some of the and these stories, they are extremely sad, and they sort of look a bit like each other, some of these stories. But one of the more, how to put it, more quirky or unique ones is that we once had a monkey called Bruno, and he was actually a sailor's monkey that a sailor bought at I think it was like 50 years ago or something like that. He was sailing around the world working, and he was told it was a small tamarin monkey, but in fact it was a big green monkey. So as it got older and older on the ship, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And he tried to get it into Denmark when he came home, and he were not allowed to get it into Denmark without registering the animal and getting it its own passport. So he was the first primate to get his own passport, and he was called Bono Hansen. So he had a first name and a last name, and he then got rehabilitated and kept coming here and living here at the rescue zoo. And he now had, I believe it's his offspring living here at the rescue center today. So yeah, just a quirky and strange story about Bono Hansen, who got his own passport and has been traveling around the world, ending up here, getting his own lady here in the rescue zoo.
What a good story! What a happy ending. So Lynn asks, what is the largest animal you have at the zoo?
Currently camel. Anton the camel.
And JC asks, how many foxes do you have and what species of foxes?
So currently we have 3 different foxes who we recently rescued. They are still in quarantine area because it is becoming illegal to have foxes at fur farms in Denmark. So all of them at the fur farms were supposed to be put down, and we managed to take a couple of them for what we had space for. And these guys kind of look like Arctic foxes, but they are not, because they are special bred kind of foxes from the fur farm. So they are kind of like, I would say, 15 different species. A little bit of red fox, a little bit of Arctic fox, a little bit of, there's many different species of foxes. So it's hard to pinpoint. They look like white clouds, fluffy clouds, slowly coming back to life. Horrible what they've been through. Their legs, have never been actually standing on ground before. They've never been able to move before. And they are in quarantine right now. And again, rescue animals, we work or we move extremely slow forward with them, because again, if your entire life has been a small confined space where you couldn't move, our sort of human and natural sort of instinct is, let's give these animals the biggest and best and most huge enclosure. And that is actually not a good thing for an animal where their entire life has been a small confined space where they couldn't move. The way you do it is that you move you move very slow forward and give them more and more space, and it's for a long period. So you basically don't destroy their psyche or give them like the most stressful experience. They could potentially die of being sort of overstimulated with seeing that the world is so much bigger, if it makes sense. So right now, quarantine area, they're going to stay there for a while until they get more and more sort of back to life, and then get a bigger enclosure.
Yeah. For those of you who are particularly interested in the foxes, I know that one of our milestone goals is to get some bonus content, like video content, on the stream with these foxes. So if we reach that goal, you will see white fluffy clouds coming to life.
Oh.
And somebody asked, what do you do during the live streams that you do at the zoo?
Right. So at the live streams, we do a few different things, but we have at the moment 3 days a week where I am doing a waking up with Nico in the rescue zoo, where me and the community sort of walk around the rescue zoo, see the sun goes up, and say good morning to all of different animals, talk a bit, and just sort of let the day takes us wherever something is happening, because something is always happening. Something might be arriving, something might be needing extra focus, or we might be seeing something around on the morning trip where we need to go get the zookeeper so we can get it under loop to get it fixed. Or we might just have an amazing morning stream where we walk around and have a cozy, wholesome time and watch all the animals. We also have a 2:00 stream. The streams are Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, where Sundays are morning streams, waking up the rescue zoo with Nico. And then on Tuesdays and Fridays, it is from 2:00 Danish time, where we sort of are following the zookeepers walk around the rescue zoo. And it's more a hands-on work thing, where we might be helping cutting some fruit, or we might be going into an enclosure, or cleaning, or feeding, or again, where the days takes us. And then obviously when the game Rescue Wars Online is going to be finished, since Rescue Wars Online is going to be, it's kind of like an MMO in a sense of, you could see it as Minecraft World of Warcraft-ish, where all of the streaming community is going to play together inside of here, and the chat can interact with the world as well. So if you don't get into the closed game, it's sort of a community-only server. you can still interact. And like if you donate something, something happens inside of the game. So Rescue Zoo, morning streams, working with the keepers, and then also some gaming streams when we are done with the game. That is primarily what we do.
Cool. So somebody asked about the donation goals, and I thought I'd take the time to explain a little bit. So very soon on our webpage, you can already see this if you go to the Tiltify page, which there is a link to on the Discord. But yeah, but very soon you can see it on the website as well. We're getting some website integration where you can see all the milestones that we have. So we have donation goals. So if we make this much money, this happens, something gets added to the raffle, or we show some videos, or something happens at the next convention. There's a lot of different donation goals, and everything that you donate basically just makes the bar go up. So everybody who donates is participating towards getting these donation goals met. Somebody asked in chat what your favorite animal is at the rescue zoo.
You're not allowed to have favorite animals. Most asked question ever on stream, and the question is the answer is the same. When you have 600 animals, 600 babies, you don't have any favorite animals. Simply cannot have that.
Oh, but are there any animals that are sort of more complex than others to take care of? What is like? So some of them might be more high maintenance than others. Do you have any examples?
I would say, and this is like a general thing with the exotic animals, all of them is high maintenance because, you know, it's many of them might be, you know, coming from a different environment. So you need to artificially make it all the time, and it be through, you know, food or enclosure or specially heated houses or vitamins or the right lighting or the right. So like, for instance, all of the primates, they simply, and that's what we see in many different normal zoos, they simply don't know how to feed them properly and with the right vitamins and D vitamin and all that stuff. You can see it physically in the fur and sort of bone structure, how they behave, how they walk around. So in general, I would say all the primates are extremely delicate and hard to take care of. And there's also some of the reptiles. We don't have a huge focus on reptiles, but we do get them in now and then when, you know, when somebody asks us, can you we have a 5-meter long python laying in our living room and the police have, you know, confiscating it because it's illegal. You know, then it's just about having a educated staff that can also sort of take over that kind of task. But I think the tamarins from South America, who are very small and delicate, they are very hard to take care of.
I was picturing the camel that you mentioned. When I picture a camel, I see deserts and hot climates and that sort of thing. How do you make an environment that is so different from the one that you have?
Well, you could. It's actually not that different because, you know, besides it not being hot in the day, in the desert, it can get down to minus 40 degrees in the night. So a camel is actually made for all kinds of environment in that sort of sense. You could say that it's a nice thing for them to not have to go through the extremely hot weather, but they actually sort of they go into the natural rhythm of Denmark, basically. In the wintertime, they get extra fur. In the summertime, they shred it. So they're actually perfectly fitted for being here.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that we haven't talked about yet that you feel that you wanna talk about? And obviously, if you guys have any more questions, please send them to me in chat.
I don't know. I think we've been through a lot of it. Like we have a high focus on YouTube as well. If people want to see some pre-recorded stuff about the rescue animals and rescue work here and stuff, trying to be on all the different social media. So yeah, there's the live experiences, and then there is a teeny bit higher production recorded stuff. If you guys just can't get enough of rescue zoo stuff, that's that's all from me. And yeah, check out our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/playrescue. That is where you will see all the live stuff. Yeah,
so a lot of what the viewers can do other than donating directly is making sure to follow you on all social media.
Mm-hmm.
And you
That
said,
really helps a lot.
yeah, I spaced off for a second, but I don't know if you mentioned your TikTok or not.
I think I did.
You probably did. I probably wasn't listening properly.
No, I think I did right now actually when I listed everything up. But yeah, we have a TikTok also, Play Rescue. TikTok/Play Rescue.
I'm just reading a bit of chat to see. Oh, somebody's asking how to donate. So there is in the Discord, there is in the how to donate channel, you will get the answer to that. There's a link there that takes you directly to the donation, and they accept PayPal and credit card. And also one step further down in that channel, there's a link to the whole Tiltify campaign where you can easily see the milestones and stuff like that. As I said, this is going to be implemented on the NFC webpage as well. And if you have any questions, be it practical ones or questions to Nico about the rescue zoo, then there is a charity Q&A channel that you can also use to get directly in contact with us and the charity if you have any questions.
Yep.
And Nico is on the Discord, so he will be lurking around and answering questions that you might have.
Yep.
Let's see. Yes, I'm trying to read. Okay, there is another question. What was the most aha experience you got when you started helping out with the zoo?
The most aha experience.
Like something that either surprised you or...
Wait, I just... It was my chair. I hit a button.
Chair malfunction.
Yeah, apparently. No, can I just say it's the most weird experience being that I stream daily and is completely confident in it, and then when I'm on somebody else's stream, I get nervous because it's somebody else's stream, you know?
Yeah, I totally get that.
No, but the biggest aha experience, that's really, really hard. I think one thing I experienced that was really awesome that I saw was that I decided to make a company on the side of the rescue zoo completely with the sort of completely with the goal of doing something good with it. And I took all of my sort of selfish goals out of it and just choose that in my own company as well, I'll be giving away 100% of the profit to the rescue zoo. And what I saw was that by doing that, we were actually able to operate like we were a much bigger operation because everybody decided to help out. Like it was all from we getting donated servers to the game or promotions or people donating or, wanting to help out voluntarily and stuff. And that was sort of because when you come in and I come back and kind of with a business mind, you could say that, okay, I'm gonna help out, I'm gonna make a business so we can make it bigger and stuff, and you kind of are in that sort of drive. And when I completely turned it 100 degrees and said, no, we need to be 100% selfless in this because we are helping these animals, the help also came. And that was really, really it was amazing to see that was the reaction from people to actually be helpful and not selfish themselves, if it makes sense.
Yeah, so you kind of went forward with a good example and you experienced that people followed you.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly. And I think many people are scared of that because they're scared of people being selfish, but taking the leap into actually trusting in that there is good people and there is good in people when you lead with the example, that was a huge aha experience for me because that's not always what we experience as humans. I could imagine people have seen in all.
Yeah. So how many people are working at the rescue zoo right now?
So in the summer period when the shops are open, like somebody's in ticket sale and somebody's making food for people coming and stuff, we are up against 42 employees. And in the wintertime, we go down to about 6 keepers and then 3 or 4 helpers, something like that.
Okay, yeah. Do you have a lot of volunteers?
Uh, no, we don't. Well, we do get people who want to volunteer, but because of our size, it's not actually a good thing for us. Because first of all, if you want to volunteer, 9 out of 10 times you are not educated, and then you're simply not geared or skilled enough to work with rescue animals. We cannot let people who are not geared in that sort of to work with it. And our second issue is because we are so few people here in the wintertime, especially, it takes more time from the keepers putting the volunteers to work and being there with them all the time. So unfortunately, we are not able to take as many in as we would maybe like to do.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It can be a bit of a challenge to take on volunteers, even though people want to help.
Yeah, exactly. I think many people have experienced that people want to help you, and sometimes it actually takes longer instead of just doing it yourself, whatever it might be the task.
Yeah. So somebody asked me in chat what the biggest donation the charity has gotten so far, as in the Nordic Foscon charity. I'm not sure. I don't have that number in front of me.
I think it's $100.
Yeah, I think it's $100 last time I checked. If somebody from the charity team can go on Tiltify and confirm that, because I don't have the Tiltify in front of me, that would be good. But somebody in chat asked because they want to see if we can beat it. And awesome. I think that's a really good idea. Look at the fluffy animals in the background of Nico. They need help. They need food. Yep. Yeah, $100 is confirmed. So yeah. Let's see if anybody's brave enough to beat that one.
One last thing for me, I was just thinking that if people, so obviously donating is the biggest thing that people can do, but it's also a huge help people, coming and being active on different social media, because that spirals things to get more exposure and getting more people and eyes on it. So don't think that your comment or like or stuff doesn't matter, because it really do.
Yeah, definitely. So I misunderstood that question. So that was actually a question to you. What is the biggest single donation that the Rescue Zoo has gotten? Do you know?
Yeah, over $1 million.
Oh, wow.
I think 4 or 5 million, I think.
That is insane.
Danish.
I think the
but it's been like donations, like somebody who's been, we have like people who have been donating over many years, like when people testament to a cat shelter or stuff like that, their money. Yep. This is sort of the same thing. Some families that donate each year large amount of money, but again, with 300,000 or 400,000 a month just to feed them, it still goes down quickly, unfortunately.
Yeah. But every little helps, from what I understand.
Yeah, very much. And this is not a single, I would say the biggest single is maybe $1 million that has then gone into building a specific thing. So like somebody donated towards, for instance, drainage. Right now we are building new drainage system in the entire rescue zoo, which is super important to have dry enclosures for all the larger animals and stuff that walk around a lot. So that was a single donation towards that for over $1 million.
Yeah. So I think the NFC community is good, but I'm not sure we're quite in that.
No, but I think it's every single penny counts. And what these sort of donations go to is the everyday daily things. A donation like that from somebody else was not gone into sort of daily maintenance. So daily maintenance still need every single penny, where somebody might come in and say, we want to donate to that specific big new improvements, right? So it's not like it's any less. The daily maintenance is in some ways more important, because if the daily maintenance doesn't go well, we can't continue at all. So it's not like people should feel like that there are $5 or $100 is insufficient in any way or form.
Yeah, definitely. So somebody was asking why our donations are in US dollars, and I can answer that. The platform that we're using, Tiltify, basically has a limited option for what currencies you can use. And that is the best donation option we've found, where we make sure that all the money that we make goes directly to the rescue zoo, and that we know that this happens in a proper and legal manner with no fishy business. Mm-hmm. It's been really good. So that's why we don't have the currency set to Swedish kroner or Danish kroner. It's basically because that's the currency that is available.
It's also a safety for the people contributing towards the charity, because what Tiltifiers do is they first approve us. We have to send in legal stuff for us as a charity to be approved on Tiltify, and when you are then approved on Tiltify, then somebody like Nordic Foscon can go in and create a campaign for our charity, and then you know that we are, by any legal definition, is a real non-profit organization.
Yeah. So I think that what we should do now is that we should play the charity video for you lovely people, and then we'll come back for a little bit after that to answer any last minute questions and say our goodbyes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Through the years,
please enjoy
NFC
the charity video.
Animals. But the actions of humans are still leading to animals being taken out of their environment and made to live difficult lives. Be it in the medical industry, cosmetic industry, through illegal pet trade or mistreatment. In Denmark, these animals have found a safe haven. The charity for Nordic Foscon at Home 2021 is Odsherred Zoo Rescue. They provide a comfortable environment where these animals can retire and enjoy their lives. Together, we can help the rescue zoo take care of these animals and give them the future they deserve. Let's hear a bit more about Odsherred Zoo Rescue and why it's so important from Nico.
Hi, I'm Nico and welcome to the first zoo and rescue center for exotic animals in Denmark and also my home.
And today I'm gonna tell the story about how I grew up in a rescue zoo. 20 years ago, my parents bought a zoo in Denmark and converted it into a rescue zoo instead. So that means we take in animals who had a hard life one way or another. It could be from the medical industry, cosmetic industry, or private people obtaining illegal exotic animals. You can see this as a retirement home for older animals who had a hard life one way or another. Unfortunately, we lost my dad to cancer here a few years ago. I was out on my own working as a game developer, but I quickly moved home again to the rescue zoo to help out my mother and the 600 animals living here. One of the ways that I'm helping out is that I'm live streaming our everyday life, and I'm developing a game called Rescue Wars Online, and 100% of the profit is going to help all the rescue animals.
Every cent, Swedish crown and penny you donate will help Odsherred Zoo Rescue look after the hundreds of animals there. Thanks, Nico, for everything you're doing to take care of them.
Yeah. Did you guys enjoy that? So the chat says if we get, Fredericks is right. If we get more than 2013 US dollars before Doodles for Charity, there will be more Arctic foxes on the stream. If we don't get them by then, we'll see if we can fit them in on stream. And if we don't make that, then it'll be released after the convention probably. But if you want to see Arctic foxes ASAP, then you need to donate before the Doodles for Charity event. Which, if you donate more than $20, you can also get a Doodles for Charity slot, so you can send your reference and you will get a doodle from one of our amazing artists. Cool. So let's see. Any more? People are seeing guinea pigs and hippie cows. Yeah. So Nico, is there anything more that you'd like to say to the stream before we end off?
No, I think we've been pretty much all around everything. Now I'm just super excited to actually show people around the rescue zoo.
Yeah, that's important to say. After this, at 12:30, there is going to be a live tour of the rescue zoo where Nico will walk you around and we get to look at some more animals. And we will still be taking questions from chat at that point. So you guys get a little break. We get a little break, and then we will reconvene again after that to see some cute animals.
Awesome.
Ooh, somebody says that they hope to see the squirrel monkeys.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's possible actually because of I'm not sure that's possible. Some animals, as you should know, and we talked about, is that the winter period, some animals, unfortunately, is being moved around. Some enclosures are being renovated. Some areas don't have connections. So not sure if that's going to happen, unfortunately. I'm going to do my best.
So people are saying that they saw guinea pigs in the video and didn't know they were exotic since they're a common pet.
Well, in comparison to a rat who are native, a guinea pig is not native to Denmark.
Oh, okay.
And lots of family have gotten them as pets, and we are still allowed to. So when they come and ask if we could take their kids' pets, we are able to, and it's still legal.
So the chat are asking if there will be lemurs.
There will be lemurs.
Ooh,
many
excited.
Lemurs.
Toby asks if there are any hyenas or wild dogs.
Unfortunately not.
No, none of those. You do have wild cats, don't you?
We have lynxes, servals, and genetas, they're called.
Ah, genets, yeah. Woo! Lemurs! People are hyped for lemurs in the chat. Cool. So, guys, we are closing in on the time that we have. I just want to say thank you again so very, very much for supporting us. Make sure that you donate towards our donation goals. And if you have any questions regarding anything charity related, don't hesitate to use the Discord channel. It's there to be used. Yep. And if you follow both the NFC charity and the Rescue Zoo on social media, the NFC charity has a Twitter and Nico has several social media accounts which are listed on the website. Then you'll be able to get updates as we go along. So I think that is everything that we had from here. So I just want to say thank you again, and we will see you soon outside for a guided tour of the Rescue Zoo.
Bye, guys.